Hello and welcome to the second season of A Day in the District. My name is Chelsea Whittington, and I'm so delighted to welcome you back to A Day in the District, where we talk about all of the great things happening in your Gary Community School Corporation. As in tradition, our first guest of the season is none other than Dr. Paige McNulty, manager of the Gary Schools. Welcome, Dr. McNulty.
Thank you, and I'm glad your show is renewed.
Yes, I got a new season.
I love it.
And I love it because we have so much to share, and we even got the feedback that there needed to be more episodes because they wanted more. So we have to give
Great.
the people what they want. And with this being 2022, talk about what's happening now with the Gary Schools as far as our second semester. We are in between virtual learning,
Yeah.
but really back in the classroom.
Right.
What's that been like?
Well, it's an exciting time to be in the Gary Community School District because we have so many new things and new initiatives that are happening that I think that the students are feeling it, the staff are feeling it. Certainly, I think the community sees it. Just by driving around the district, you can see all of the things that are happening, not only physically to our buildings, but if you come into the buildings, then you can see the new programs that are being instituted. So I think this is a great time to be at the Gary Community School District, and I love being here.
I love being here too, and I love to see all of the obstacles we overcome. So not only do we have COVID, and then a little thing called snow comes our
Yeah.
way where you have
Yeah.
to, make that pivot back and forth between being in the classroom and then doing a virtual instruction. But I understand that we have really gotten the hang of that as far as the teachers getting the professional development they need and
Right.
the equipment and the students having the Chromebooks. What is your purview on all of the technology that's being infused into
Yeah,
the
well, our staff has absolutely done a fantastic job of being able to pivot when we need to for snow or other things that are happening. As I've mentioned before, we belong to a consortium of about 26 other superintendents in the district, in the area. So we all talk, and so we try to make the decision early enough so that students know and staff know ahead of time so that students are prepared the next day to know that they're going to be virtual. And then the staff can teach synchronously, which means they're live on the screen with the students and giving that instruction, and it works well.
Well, kudos to the teachers in the Gary Schools for making that pivot. I also get a lot of chatter about our buildings. We have been in facility overload.
right.
Can you please give some updates
Yeah.
on the many projects taking place across the city?
Yeah, that's a full-time endeavor. We could do a 3-hour show just on our facilities, and maybe that's something we'll do sometime in the near future is continue on with that conversation. But in a nutshell, we have projects going on at all of the buildings across the district, from new boilers to new HVAC systems to carpeting to paint to roofing, tennis courts. The football field starts April 18th, finally, to new bleachers going to be installed within our gym, new chairs within the auditorium going to be refurbished here for the fine arts program, etc. There's probably a list of about 50 things still yet that we're doing, but we've made huge accomplishments. The parking lot here at West Side's has been done. We've got all the rest of the parking lots going out for bid, so all the parking lots will be either redone or the potholes will be, taken care of. Thank
And
goodness.
as a graduate of West Side,
Yeah.
I will tell you, I well remember those potholes
Yeah.
that we dodged as we were learning
Exactly,
to drive.
exactly.
They are non-existent.
Yeah,
So
right.
congratulations
Yeah.
on that. What does it feel like to be a part of such a major turnaround?
Oh, I just am grateful for the opportunity to be here, to be working with such a great team. We have a wonderful, dynamic, hardworking team. There are no lanes, so, I think we've talked before, as you know, you're on the team, that there's nobody that says, that's not my job, that's your job, or that's
Right.
my department, that's your department. We all working together. So if somebody needs help, we all jump in. If someone needs help delivering food, I deliver food, you deliver, whatever needs to be done. And that's a fun place to be, where everyone's just rolling their sleeves up and doing what's best for kids. So I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's switch to another hot topic in the community. When I was doing the first season, the topic bubbled up about school safety and what are area districts doing, and we forged ahead doing a lot of different things from a technology standpoint, as well as grassroots as far as getting families and students and communities involved. And the last thing we talked about were the student ambassadors here at Westside. We have some safety patrol programs
Yeah.
going on in the elementary schools. And then there's the technology piece that we're doing. Talk some more about security.
Yeah. Wow, that was something that I think none of the districts were quite aware of how difficult it was going to be coming back from COVID for everybody, not only the staff, but the students. And so there was definitely an influx of behavioral challenges, not only at the Gary Community Schools, but all schools across the nation. So we really had to triple down with our social emotional efforts on having conversations with our students about what it means to be back in school, how to act appropriately, starting classes as far as anger management and parenting conversations, all that type of stuff. And so with that came new technology that we had to put into the school as well.
I think that is a very comforting message to our parents, to our teachers, and what I understand. Oh, no, I've actually gone through it as well. Some of the mindfulness training,
Yes.
the exercises that they do in the classroom
Right.
to center ourselves as we get ready for the learning
Yeah,
process.
so we've got that for the students. So we have one of our principals, for example, who has done a whole breathing exercise for all the students before they get on the bus. And we have seen the behaviors on the bus go down significantly just by doing a 3-minute exercise before kids get on the bus. It's fantastic. We've also done it for our staff because it's a stressful job. And so we've got yoga classes going on for staff. We've got different wellness activities for them as well. But in addition, we've added technology for our staff so that they have ways to seek help if they need it for security. I'm not going to give away all those secrets,
Can't
but we
give
have,
those away.
but we are wired for sound, is what I can tell you, around the
Yes.
district, so that we have extra cameras, extra ways to communicate with each other. We have been meeting regularly with the police department, who's been wonderful in working with us on intruder in the building drills, and as far as communicating if we need some assistance with them. So they've been great in helping us with our preparedness drills.
Absolutely. And one of the basic things for security that I think is great that we do is everyone having their ID badges.
Yes.
And so those who are visitors have to check in and get a visitor's badge so we know at all times who belongs in the building and who has checked in and who needs to get checked in.
That's right. Everybody checks in. It doesn't matter who you are. My husband came here 2 weeks ago and he checked in and gave his license. It doesn't matter who you are. And it's also so that if by chance, God, for God's sake, the building has an emergency, it catches on fire, we need to know a count who's in the building. And that gives us an accurate count for safety purposes to be able to give to the fire department.
Absolutely. So safety is paramount. I also want to talk to you. We're almost done with our first segment, but we're definitely going to talk more about safety and parental involvement because they certainly go hand in hand. And one of the important aspects of that is the reintroduction of our PTAs across
Love
the building.
it.
You are tuned in to the new season of A Day in the District. We are talking with Dr. Paige McNulty, manager of the Gary Community School Corporation. We will be right back, so don't you go anywhere.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm a bookworm. I'm one of those very ambitious, highly motivated, overachievers you've heard about. When I enrolled in Gary Community Schools, I thought I'd be all alone. Sort of like an anomaly or a unicorn. Turns out, that wasn't true at all. There's lots of us here.
Gary Schools. Strong, resilient, built for education.
Welcome back to A Day in the District. I'm your host, Chelsea Whittington, and I am here with Dr. Paige McNulty, manager of the Gary Community School Corporation. Doc, when we left off, we were talking about PTAs, and my mind immediately drifted back to dear old Ernie Pyle Elementary School and the PTA meetings and how excited we were to have our parents come to see what we were doing in school, performances, fundraisers, candy sales. And so we're trying trying to bring that feel back into the schools.
Yeah, definitely. So we have instituted a PTA at every school. We want all of our parents to come and be involved in their students' education. We have advisory committees as well at all the schools. We've been instituting lots of after-school clubs, both at the middle school and the high school and the elementary. So we definitely encourage our families to get involved with their kids. Another way that they can be constantly looking at what their students doing is through Skyward, which is our new student management system. You simply pick up your phone or your device and you can see how your student's doing in real time with their grades, attendance, behavior management, that type of stuff. You can also message your teachers through that as well.
Yes.
So we will be starting our enrollment through Skyward.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
We're always
which is
enrolling.
it's an easy way to re-enroll your student for next year. So you don't have to do the paper pencil thing anymore. You can simply do that online through your Skyward. And parents will be receiving a message through Skyward shortly from the district saying whether their student's coming back. That's important for us because it helps us with planning for next year so we can know how many third grade classes we need, how many fourth grade classes we need, that type of stuff. So.
Absolutely. And I will remind the parents, we always know there's a sector of the population that says, wait, phone, what? Computer, what? And so we have constant classes and opportunities for our parents and family members to learn Skyward.
Right.
We have training videos on the website. And so we're not just tossing the technology out there without hand-holding to ensure they can access the information.
That's right. There's several modules already posted on our website to show you how to do it step by step. But if there's somebody that still needs help or wants to do it paper pencil, we have parent liaisons that will certainly help get that done with them.
What makes me chuckle is I'm like, ask your kids. That's all they know is the technology.
For sure. Yeah.
But it's a great way because also in seasons or times if there's an emergency or an announcement or early school closing, our team uses Skyward to let parents know, hey, we're getting out 2 hours early, or even with just here's some events going on that we need you to get involved. So kudos on the parent involvement, Dr. McNulty.
Another thing I would like to mention, if you don't mind, is it also is going to help us because we've been buying so many new materials for the school. So I know we've been talking about, we purchased all new curriculum for math and English. We're going to continue on with that series for science, social studies, music curriculum this year. So along with that comes furniture. We really want to purchase new furniture for all the classrooms. So we have the principals and the teachers who are going to be working on looking at the menu of items that we have. We want to push out a survey to our students and our parents so that they can see the different variety of instructional seats and tables that we're looking at, because no longer are you looking at having rows of seats with the teacher in front teaching anymore. We really want to do collaborative seating where kids are working together in groups, and you might have the desks that stand up now.
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah, that type of stuff. So we are looking to outfit the entire district with new furniture as we move forward, which means we kind of need to have accurate numbers for the classrooms.
Absolutely, and we want those numbers to go up and up and up. But Doc, you said a word that pops out when people are listening, and it's purchase. And so the dollars that are being used to make all of these purchases for curriculum, for furniture and things like that, for those who may not be aware, can you talk about the various grants and things that have been poured into the district in order to be able to fund these initiatives?
Yes, definitely. We have been fortunate that we have several different pots of money. The money specifically for the furniture is coming out of our ESSER dollars, which are the dollars that were afforded to many school districts during the COVID pandemic times. We also have the 1065 pot of money, which is the House Bill 1065 that Senator Eddie Melton helped the district obtain to help with capital projects. And so we've used that for like the track and the roof and some of those projects. And then we also have our regular title funds that we use for intervention remediation for students. And we've used a lot of that for curriculum and some tutoring services, that type of stuff. So we have several different pots of money. ESSER, though, is what's really funding a lot of these extra things that we're so fortunate to have right now.
Yes, and with all of the death and devastation of COVID, I just kind of look at the silver lining of this for districts to be able to get that type of funding, to be able to invest in the environment, because we know, you as a former teacher, that environment is very important to the mental and being able to focus and be academically successful.
Yeah, you know, when you walk into this building, it looks good, it feels good, it's got a bright color to it, it pops, and I think that you got to feel good about that. I also don't want to not mention the referendum dollars.
Please and Thank you.
Yeah, right. And so that has helped us now fund 2 raises for our teachers. And we want to definitely thank the community again for that continued support. Our teachers are well deserving of that, and also help us with the initiatives that we continue to fund with that referendum, helping with the deficit of our debt and some of the other projects that we have been working on.
Yes, and then speaking of our amazing teachers, since our last season, you were also able to come together and ink their contract and get everything updated.
Everything's
That's a great
done.
thing too.
Yeah, it was a good thing. We worked. It was a hard process, but we worked
Because it's been so long.
It's
though.
been so long. The district has not had to renegotiate contracts because there wasn't anything to negotiate.
Right.
So yeah,
We didn't have it.
We didn't. Right. So it was a good, healthy conversation, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And we got it done, and I think it's a fair contract on both sides, and the teachers are earning those performance metrics, and they're well
Yes.
deserved.
And that's great so that the community knows, in addition to the raises, that there are other opportunities connected with performance and things like that where they can just keep on moving up the ladder. And
Right.
with certifications, I wanted to jump in there real
Yeah.
quick. We had a cohort of teachers going through with Indiana University Northwest
Right.
to those who are transitioning from emergency permits to be permanently licensed
Right.
teachers. How's that going, Doc?
Yeah, so I think we're into our 2nd or 3rd cohort of teachers who want to change their career and become teachers. So we are paying 100% for their licensure to become teachers. We're starting that process also now with special education. So we
Really?
have a group that will be going through to become special education teachers for the fall as well. And it's going very well. We've probably 30 or 40 teachers into it at this point. It's been a big success.
Yes, I was listening on the radio the other day to a representative from Indiana University Northwest, actually on our radio station, WGBE, and she just was talking about the excitement that has bubbled up and generated around this program and how excited the teachers are. And it's a community concern. People want to know, will my child be taught by a licensed teacher?
That's right.
And the answer in the Gary schools, a resounding yes. You are tuned in to A Day in the District, where I am chatting with Dr. Paige McNulty, manager of the Gary Community School Corporation. When we come back, we're going to talk more about career and technical education and fine arts. So you stay right there, and we'll be right back.
It's gross. I don't really want to talk about it.
She didn't want to at first, but I mean, it's no big deal. Everybody does it.
I was ready, totally ready, because we had been practicing this dance for weeks.
He was supposed to take this girl to this dance, but
I sprained my ankle at track practice.
I hate sharing anything personal. It's so disgusting.
For the dance, I let her wear my shoes and she hated it, but I thought she looked great in them.
he could barely even walk.
I ended up taking some pills for my pain.
Yeah, they were my mom's, but
It didn't go well.
If it's not yours,
If it's not yours,
if it's not yours,
Hey you,
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it.
don't take it. You won't believe what happened next.
Hello, my name is Dr. Paige McNulty. I'm the manager for the Gary Community School Corporation, and I am pleased to be joined today with the Jackson 5 family members, Tito and Marlon Jackson.
Hi,
how are you? Thanks for
Nice
being
to
here
see
today.
you again. Not only are we members of the world-famous Jackson 5, but we are proud products of the Gary schools.
Growing up in Gary, our school system afforded great opportunities from academics to extracurricular activities.
And today is no different. This is why we encourage you to enroll your child in the Gary schools today.
For more information, please call 219-881-5466 or visit garyschools.org. And please remember, enroll in Gary Schools today.
Yes,
Right,
definitely enroll.
Gary Schools.
Strong, resilient.
Built for education.
Welcome back to A Day in the District, and I am so enjoying myself, getting all caught up as if I didn't already know all the great things that are happening here in the Gary Community School Corporation. Chatting with Dr. Paige McNulty, manager of the Gary Schools, and I am Changing lanes. I want to go over to 35th. I want to go to the Gary Area Career Center. I think I'm over there almost every day.
It's a great place to be.
It's a great
Yeah.
place to be. I had the distinct honor of addressing a group of broadcast students, as that was my first discipline, my first degree. And so I was able to go in and share my experiences. And when they talked about the goals they had, the things they get to do on air at our radio station, it just made my heart beat. And I'm sure you feel the same. Talk more about the boom that's going on at the Gary.
Well, speak of the boom, in case you hear, we've got great music being played, in case you can hear it on the thing. I'm loving hearing our band play next door. We got new band uniforms, band equipment, all sorts of great stuff happening with our firemen. So I'm just excited. I'm a little ADD right now, but I'm excited. So
I hear piano.
I love it.
Yes.
So anyway, yes, so with the CTE program, for the first time ever, we have our 8th graders who have been going over already since last year to do the exploratory classes, so they have some idea what they would like to do going into the CTE program. So for the first time ever, we have 8th graders entering into our high school with 4 credits under their belt. That's
amazing.
Huge. Yeah, that's huge. And so then they can start into a program and decide if they want to do culinary, graphic arts, aviation, broadcasting, radio, all that type of stuff. And we're looking, again, to always expand those pathways. We're looking to add at least 2 or 3 new ones next year. I know I've talked about the cybersecurity several times.
Yes.
We're really excited to launch that.
Doc, I got to stop you there.
Yeah.
Because of the technology. It's coming as a theme in everything, from the way we do business over to career opportunities for our young people. And I just really want to emphasize for people to take a second look at the Gary Area Career Center, because it's just about anything you think you want to be. There's an opportunity over there for you to get the hands-on training to do it.
You can do that and still go to college and still get your, you should still be getting both, in my opinion, because it's a free certification, and it's just another opportunity. It's a gem that we have over there. So lots of opportunities. I encourage all of our students to take advantage of it, for sure. We were one of 20 school districts in Indiana that were afforded, that got granted the EARN grant. It's called an EARN grant. Very highly competitive grant that we went for, that we received here in the last couple of weeks, that allows students to participate in a CTE pathway. And then we partner with a business, and if the business employs our students for internships, it'll pay the employers half of that student's wage. So that's a great incentive for businesses in Gary to say, yeah, I'll take 10 students and they can learn my trade. And then again, we're growing our own so they can go into those businesses and be well employed. There's a work shortage everywhere. So we're trying to help fill those spaces, both locally and with new companies coming into town.
And even more with that, I love the whole concept of building the pipeline of the workforce right here with our homegrown students. So you get your certification, you become a barber, you open a shop right back here in the city. It comes full circle. So to those business owners who are watching, please be sure to reach out to the Gary Area Career Center to inquire more about the EARN grant and how we can partner with you to hire our students, and we'll help foot the bill.
Yes, the first company that has taken us up on that is the Railcats.
All right, Railcats.
Railcats, thank you. So they are going to be employing a bunch of our students this summer, and they will get half the wages back to the Railcats. So
nice.
Yeah.
Another community partner I want to shout out, the Horseshoe Casino made a nice donation to our culinary department, plates and equipment and things that our students can use for presentation.
Yes, and we have another one that will be announced shortly that's going to donate all of the chef outfits for our students.
See, I didn't know that. Nice. So they just have to stay tuned to all of our social and websites and YouTube to find out what else is going on. I want to pivot real quickly back to WGVE, because since you were last on the show, something huge has happened, something that I have been fighting for since I joined the team at the district, and that's the return of the live stream of the station. So no longer do you just have the option to tune in at 88.7 FM, but you can have WGVE anywhere in the world on the go. by clicking on the button on our website.
Right.
How cool is that?
It's very cool. I've actually had many people stop me on the street and tell us that they're watching all the time. When I'm in my car driving to schools, I'm listening to it. I've pulled over and called in several times. And so it's a wonderful thing. I think it's definitely a growing radio station. I love that the students are there participating and helping with that as well. I fully anticipate for that to grow into a not only a live broadcasting TV radio station as we move forward, but I want to see all of our students out broadcasting our sports programs and all of our events as we move forward.
Yes,
so I'm really, really proud of the work that they're doing.
I am so excited. I love going over there. I'm there all the time. So we got to talk fine arts. We've talked about the Career Center and so much more to come there. But our Fine Arts Center, we have a new music instructor, Mr. Menzies.
Yeah, fabulous.
And you
Fabulous.
know, when we launched the season of West Side Theater Guild, we got to see him and all the students in action, and people are still talking about it.
That was amazing.
Yes.
And we have several more shows that are coming down the pike in April, and then we're going to be doing finally Joseph again.
Yes.
Because we had to stop it prior to COVID. I think that's in May. So yeah, we have several productions still coming forth, and I know Mark Spencer will be up all night working on those
All
from
the
now
time.
until then. So
Yes, I always
showcasing
tease
all
him.
of our wonderful talent of our students.
Yes, I always tease them. I say, your ghost will live in this theater
Right.
long after we're gone.
Right.
But we're excited, and we just, as they move some dates around and add some things, we encourage you to continue to follow GarySchools.org for those updates for the West Side Theater Guild. So I want to save the best for last, Doc, as we start to wrap up the program, and it's about academics, because as we have our conversations in the community, they know that, you know, been working hard with balancing the budget, and they said, well, you got your curriculum. So in your purview, educator, how are things going academically in the district?
I think things are going well. So, you know, I think that people need to know it takes time to turn things around.
Sure.
And we are absolutely turning things around. You have to put the foundation in place. We did the extended day. We've done the intervention and remediation. We've got the new curriculum. Staff is getting tons of professional development. With all that being said, now we're starting to see the test scores turn around. And so I'm really excited to say that we are going to be making an announcement soon to show that our test scores are on the rise and students are absolutely producing much better than they were before. I'm very proud of their work.
Oh, what better way than to close out with that type of news. So now I'm waiting with bated breath for that announcement and for any of the other announcements that we have coming down the pike. When you miss it, no fear. We're posting it for you so you can get caught up with your Gary Schools. Dr. McNulty, any final words? 10 seconds. What do you want to say to the community?
10 seconds. I have a parent community group that I meet with regularly for lunch. If anybody would like to join me, please reach out to your FACE liaison. I do that once a month, and I've been meeting with a great group of parents. I would love to hear your feedback. I know you and I are going to start doing a once a week fact check type thing in my office, so if you have questions, please see Miss Chelsea. But lastly, I want to thank everybody for the bottom of their heart for all their continued support of our school district. Thank you again.
And thank you. You have been tuned in to A Day in the District, Season 2. I've been your host, Chelsea Whittington. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
WSIC